Yo, it's crypto blood, Detroit flow, streaming from the D, knowing what to show. Indicators are wrong point, OG since 12, invested in trade, living life like a pro. I'm Rucker, Jerry, and just bloods do. Bad motherfucker in a good way, boo. Got my eyes on the charts, ain't no time to sleep. Get that money, gotta keep it creep. That's why crypto blood, just the toast is on the line. Stacking my coin, got the market on my mind. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum too. Cash is king, but I'm looking for a new move. I know the culture of the markets like the streets. Got my finger on the pulse, can't nobody beat. I see the trends, I see the flow. Got my strategies in place, you know.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live! Okay. Ready? Fucking thing sucks!
We're doing it live. All right, ladies and gents. It's hot. It's hot in here, like Nelly said, baby. It's getting hot in here. Bitcoin touched 90,000, I think, last night. I don't know. We'll talk to Army Piper about that. We got him in the building. What's going on, Army? How you doing today, bro?
Bro, I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me on. Always a pleasure to be on here with in the Detroit house with Blood, man. Always.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What hat are you rocking today? You showed me a little preview earlier. You got to show us what we're doing. Make money great again, ladies and gents. All right. There you go.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Hit that like button. Subscribe to both Army Piper and myself. If you're watching over on Kick, make sure you subscribe right now. If you're watching on Rumble, make sure you subscribe right now. If you're watching on X, subscribe right now. I'm on like 5 different channels right now. Getting it in, baby. Piper, you know, I saw a video the other day. You talked about 170K.
Yep.
But last night you guys had a special guest over there on the Nightcap show. Magic Money, Internet Magic Money. That's my guy. Awesome technical analysis. He takes you to school, doesn't he?
Oh, dude. So I've been running off of this entire cycle on some trend-based fibs that I pulled all the way back from like 2018 to 2021 to 2022. So trend-based, low to high to a higher low, right? Bear market bottom to bear market bottom, and everything in between. Which was not 100,000, by the way. So when I had that on there, like we had a great rejection. I'll show all this in a minute on the chart, but we had like a perfect rejection on the 887, the top of the platinum pocket, used a lot in Elliott waves and stuff like that. So it had been playing out perfectly, but last night it was an epiphany moment when he said, "Hey, it's the when you're going to run these big moves of like a bear market bottom to a top, you really need to go into logarithmic." And I put my charts on log just to see what it looked like with the fibs on log and the chart on log. And no, our March rejection of the all-time high was actually on a 50% fib, which is bearish. You reject from a bottom on a 50, you're going back down, right? And that's what we did. And then it actually moved that level down quite a bit, down to about $105,000 to $119,000 range, which you and I were talking at the beginning before we started off. That would make a lot of sense.
It would make a lot of sense. Yeah, it would. I like that projection. That set up more than the 160 or 170 range for sure. FD White in the house. Shout out to him. Top signal in the building. Darren says, I like this here. If we gonna hit 100K, it's either a front run off of or an overshoot. What do you think? 100K is an overshoot or a front run? I don't know what he means by front run.
I'm not sure if he thinks that it's going to go up there, pull back, and then there is the whole theory of the extended cycle. And honestly, typically, and I got a post that I'm going to show from Rect Capital also today. It talks about the pre-halving versus the mirror of the post-halving and how long it typically takes from the bottom to the halving, from the halving to the top, right? It's almost a mirror. But there's a really interesting point that he makes in there that brings it out to the normal cycle, October 2025, based on how every other cycle has gone. But what if we go into end of quarter one, which I actually think that we still have absolutely a recession coming. I am not off of that train.
So, but
100%. Well, actually 70%. I won't say 100%.
Can't say 100, right?
Yeah, the recent article said it is a 70% likelihood based on all of the fundamentals, technicals, and methodologies. 70% chance of a recession in 2025. So maybe we do hit that 100K. We do have that pullback off of there. Quarter one period comes along towards the end of that. I'm thinking like into February 25th to March. February, we're going to have the annual revision of job numbers, which will not reflect at all on it won't reflect at all on the Democrats, the current administration. It will reflect on Trump. And those are numbers from March of this year through March of next year, or through February of next year. And it's the annual jobs revision. The last time they did that, it was 817,000 jobs wiped out that weren't really there. The big lie was exposed, if you will. And then, if we get that again, that could just be the straw that breaks the camel's back. And, tomorrow we've got CPI coming in tomorrow. We've got PPI coming in later this week, I believe on Thursday. And
don't forget, we talked about this the last time you were on. December. What's going on in December, Army? DOGE, right? Rate hikes, right?
Oh yeah, we got. Well, look, here's the thing about CPI and PPI that I'm watching. We're going to be up 0.1% right now on the year over year for PPI and CPI on the projections and forecast. That's the wrong direction when you're cutting rates. When you're cutting rates, it means we've tamed inflation. If your inflation's going back up as you're cutting, guess what happens? It kind of gives another boost to inflation to continue going up, right? So, things are just setting up that I think that quarter one, we hit that scenario. We hit $105,000 to $119,000, right? Quarter one comes along. We get the real data. No holds barred, no harm, no foul. Don't have to have anything backlash on it because it's not them, right? It's not on the people that have been hiding all this data. It'll be on the Trump administration. So they let all this data out. Right. Recession officially kicks off. Yeah. That is an earlier closeout to the crypto cycle than we've ever had. We do a pullback like we had in 2021 where everything flushes out for 6 months. And then
has been fulfilled though, Piper, in my book in regards to fourth quarters being the tops of your cycles for Bitcoin. It always happens in the fourth quarter. We got it. I was wondering I thought we would, but I did mistakenly get out of the market about 75% of my positions out at around, that was on October 30th, 31st. I got out. I had to re-enter the markets, 50% of it, because I'm still not convinced. It sounds like you're not either. Even with the flare up to 100,000, you're thinking that might be the cycle top. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
I'm thinking that might be the first cycle top. I think that we go into a recession and it resets. It's the big reset on all of the overbought markets. And then from that, we get another pump that completely just fries everyone's brains because it doesn't match up to the 4-year cycle. And then the theory of an extended cycle or a super cycle starts to come into play, because what we've never had is a recession that took place during the parabolic time period when crypto should just be pumping through the roof, because that typically happens. And I'll show it here on my chart. If you want to pull it up, let me get to a good chart here. There we go. Let's use this one here. This is beautiful. Let's go in here and just look at this chart, and let me get this isolated. There we go. And let's just go in here and take a look at cycle bottoms to cycle tops. Okay. This is the first run up, and that we had no halving. So let's go with date ranges here. Where's the date? There we go. Date range. Let's go from the bottom here over to the side. Okay. That was about 427 days. Let's move that over. Let's see how that looks. That's pretty darn close. Oh, wait, we're on the monthly. Let me go to the weekly. That'll be a much cleaner move for you there. moving this over back in there again. There we go. And then move that back on the line. Perfect. Now let's move this over from the halving to the top. You see that there? It's pretty much within a week or so in line with the top again. Okay. Let's do it again here. Let's move it over from the bottom. Let me get this, do that and do that. There we go. Let's move this to the bottom here of this cycle. And let's take a look at what that looked like. There we go. Perfect. Let's get that in there. There's our bottom. Let's move it over to the halving. We're on the halving. Let's move this now from the halving and see where this top came in at. Bam, it's within about a week or so from it. Okay, this continues over and over and over again. And we'll go into the next halving here. Go to from the market bottom. That's going to be about right there. Bring that in. Look at this mirror from the bottom to the halving and then halving to the top within a week or so of it. Okay, and then let's go to the current cycle. Let's go from the bottom. Bottom's going to be right there. There's your top, almost dead on to what we had on the backside. And put that in. That's going to put your top September 22nd of 2025. So the fourth quarter thing, sure, yeah, it is usually is the first quarter, but there's also a mirror from the bottom to the halving, then flip that from the halving to the top. And that would be, if we have this in quarter one, guys, we're talking right in here, February, March time period of 2025, that would be cutting this entire section, which, by the way, 80% of the move, 80% of the gains is made in the last 20% of the parabolic run. That's when all the FOMO just creates that rocket move. So when you're looking at this here and you're seeing this erased off, well, how long is a recession? Usually 6 to 12 months. We'll say, 10 months right in the middle. We'll go with something like 9 months maybe. So 9 months after that period there, let's go into February, March time period there. That's about it right there. Let's go out and see how many months that would be. I'll put that on months. There we go. And then let's try this again. Right off that line. That would be January of 2026. I think somewhere around we get the return of a market again, because markets pull back so much. Stock markets, like, this is where people have been saving money. This is why Warren Buffett's sitting on the most cash he's ever sat on, is to buy in that
concerning.
period.
Yeah, see, when I hear stuff like that, it's concerning for the overall risk on markets. When I hear Buffett and cash and but
he's sitting on that cash for this. What I think is also coming. That's that 2025 recession.
Right.
If we have that big pull off, there's a floor. Everyone's got a price. When this asset hits this price,
where's
I'm
the floor
all
on
in.
Bitcoin? Where's the floor and where's the all in price for you?
I don't think that Bitcoin's floor will be isolated. It's going to be a market floor. There's going to be speculation of investors that say when the S&P hits 5,000 or whatever it may be, that's where they're going to buy, and that's where everything will find its floor at the current price that it's sitting at. So I do think that if we do have the recession in the first quarter, we could prove the theory of a extended cycle. I think that's how we get to an extended cycle. Which
I'm going to go ahead and call the top
interesting
for Bitcoin
prices
right now. I'm going to go ahead and call the top for Bitcoin right now, ladies and gentlemen. Put my neck out there. I think the top for Bitcoin is around 100K, maybe 105, maybe an overshoot. But I mean, if you look here, I know you want to show us that zone that we're right at right now, Piper. That'd be great to show that. But if we go up to, let's say 105, I'll give you 105. So that's another 18% to the upside for me. That ain't a lot. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, 18% more in the price of any asset to call the top. Okay, I'll be off a little bit, but yeah, I don't think we get really past this green line. Because again, once Trump gets in, and we saw this happen, Piper, with the meme coins, specifically MAGA, the Trump meme coin, the main one. You know, it dropped over the 90% from its high. And I think it dropped primarily. Was it after he won? I can't remember. I'll have to bring it up really quickly. I also want to show another chart, but I'm going to bring this up on MAGA and to prove a point, or to make a point, not prove a point, but make a point. So let me bring up MAGA really quickly. The Trump token, it's down 11% right now. It was up earlier today, but if I zoom out, okay, and I go here, you guys will see on May 30th, May 31st, it was the top for MAGA, which was a roughly $17 token. When did Trump win back here? Oh, so it's been going lower since then. I was going to say, is it a buy a rumor, sell the news type of event with these coins? So I'm correlating that, or making that point, ladies and gentlemen, is because when Trump gets in, it's a lot of euphoria now because he is economically positive for the markets and risk on assets. I agree. And I think that's why we're seeing that priced in now. That's becoming priced in now, Piper. But I think once he gets in, the euphoria will wear off. We'll start to, as you stated, real numbers will start to come out. They won't be as inflated. And I don't think Trump can stop a train, no pun intended there, stop a train towards recession. Not this
No,
year,
especially
not in 2025. I don't think he could.
No, especially when
policy.
Especially when he's faced with the excuse me, the real numbers coming out into play. You know what I mean? Like we know that the numbers have been fudged of exuberant amount of, you know, when you look at the job numbers, when they come out, it's always a huge block of government jobs. They've been keeping the job numbers afloat with federal government jobs. So and if you're talking about DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, guess what they're going to do? They're going to be cutting government jobs. So yeah, it's going to play out. I hope that my audio is better now. Someone said I was chopping.
You were clipping.
Is it better now?
Clipping. I think so. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. And Joe, Trade Intuition, asked what I was showing with those measurements.
Right.
Trade Intuition, I was measuring from the market bottom to the halving, that distance of time. And then it's mirrored from the halving to within a week or so of the next all-time high. So you can almost just flip, like from the bottom to the halving, flip that over from the halving, and that will give you the window of where the top is. And that would be September 22nd, 2025. So,
Gotcha.
Good old plan B. What we got
there? Good old plan B. Let's take a look at it. I thought about it this morning. I said, hey, I wonder what because we were well below the trajectory for plan B. We were supposed to be at 109,000 back in what's this? Beginning or end of September. So we're slowly creeping back up to that line, Piper. How do you feel about where we are with Plan B's projection? Plan B says we should be at $170,000 Bitcoin right now. No, 270. I'm sorry, $270,000 Bitcoin right now. So,
I lost total faith in Plan B when I was waiting for my $100,000 Bitcoin last cycle.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about that? Because that hurt people. That broke people. So
yeah, I agree. So what else? What's on your? So with Trump being in, you said that you think things will start to reveal itself, the true nature or status of the economy. And
I do.
And at that point, we get a recession for 2025, lasts about 10 months.
I think we have a recession that lasts about 10 months in 2025, which again, that would put us all the way back out to a 2026, recovery, market recovery, not just Bitcoin, but market recovery, which would be an interesting thing when that's typically when we're on the way down. If you go back 4 years from January 2026, what was that? January 2024 or January 2022, which was when we were entering into the bear market. We were heading to crypto winter at that time. We were on the Polar Express heading to crypto winter. So it would be interesting if that's where we actually flip to the upside when we're typically going into crypto winter. It would be a very interesting thing. And I think a lot of people that have been screaming and yelling about super cycles, every single cycle that we've never seen, might actually get this one right. A broken clock is right twice a day. So, But what I'm looking at here on this chart, this is my fib channels. And shout out to Eric Wallen because he loves this chart. This is my fib channels, and it goes all the way back to the history of Bitcoin here. And I'm just going to turn off one of my horizontals here. I don't really need those ones on. Nope, that's my mayor. Let me go turn off my horizontal phase 3 and alt scenario. There we go. Looking at this is Bitcoin's history going all the way back from its conception on Bitstamp. And you can put a fib channel on here, and it runs beautifully. What I actually am looking at on here, and the reason that this is relevant right now, is that if you take a look at where we got our rejection here back in the March time period, was in our golden pocket. If we had, and I've said this from the beginning, I never thought we would break the 786, and we still haven't. As we were running in here on it, I said, nope, we're going to start going up soon, and we did. I actually called this one out on Crypto Keeper's show and said, look, we're getting really close. What happened as soon as you got in on that? You can see the candles. What happened as we approached it there? It started to go up and run parallel before it took off again. When we were here, I said, look, guys, we're in this trade range here. We've only got, and I don't remember what it was at the time. I think it was like we were about right here, or we were coming down. I said, we've only got like about a month and a half before we have to start going up again, if the theory stands that we are not going to break the 786. And so, of course, if you have a bottom, people always want to know based on these channels, where's your top? And I said, I think we closed somewhere around the golden pocket in the cycle. Well, if you take a look here at these levels, that's 109. January 2025, that's 117. $120,000 by February of 2025, which is where we're talking about recession. That's right in line on this golden pocket channel with what we're talking about on the other chart. Now, the 170,000, if you're curious where that comes from, because I've got these nice fibs drawn out here, which are on logarithmic, by the way, that go back here with lows to highs, or highs to lows. So you got your low to high and you pull it, and then you can see you've got these levels. This is your 786. This is your 1-to-1. This is your 1.618 extension. And once we break that 1-to-1, we typically head straight to the 1618. Okay. You can see it there. We pulled back, and then we had another continuation all the way up to the 236. Okay. Looking at the next cycle, we had the same thing again here, where we broke that 1-to-1. We had one rejection off of it. It pulled back, stayed above the 200-day simple moving average, which is a key thing to do. That's something that we were not able to do this cycle. But then once we broke it straight up, it went like, oh yeah, we had a couple of pullbacks here, but we basically headed in a normal, healthy growth environment to the 1.618. Let's take a look at this last cycle. Same thing here again. And I can stretch this out so you can see we had a lot of fight here on the 1-to-1 line, but we stayed above the 200-day simple moving average and basically went in a healthy method all the way up to the 1.618. If we take a look at the current cycle here, where we are, there's a couple of key differences. One, we had an extended period of fighting with that 1-to-1 line all the way over to here, all the way into October. We were still fighting with that 1-to-1 line. Two, we broke beneath the 200 simple moving average, 200-day simple moving average, which has never occurred post halving on the bull market part, right? It's always been very bearish when we finally broke below it. Now that we've gotten above it here, you can kind of just take all of this area here and just look at lost time in the market, right? Which means the normal process of getting up to the 1.618 may not play out all the way because we lost all this time here that we should have been bullish above the 200-day and we weren't. What I do want to point out though is that if you look at where that 1.618 is coming in at, it's about $168,500. That's that $170,000 level that I was talking about, because every cycle, once we've broken the 1-to-1 line, that is where we head. And I had something that occurred here a few days ago that I was really, really glad to see. And that was this right here. that is a very successful retest of that 1-to-1 line, proving it as support. So there's the $170,000 scenario. It's there. It's been proven historically over and over and over again. But when you look at the time that was lost, we might have to figure in that this is time lost of momentum, right? If you stop at a lot of road trips, you got to take some time out on when your arrival is at your end state, right? You're still trying to head to the same place, but hey, I am not going to be at that end point that we said at the time that I put out. If at that time that I put out, that time frame, we're not going to quite be there. So. And if you can't extend out the time because the cycle or the economic fundamentals are pushing against you on it, then it is what it is. You got a flat tire, and you're not going to make it. You might as well get a hotel room and wait for your car to get fixed, and we'll finish this trip later. That might be what we see on this road trip with the recession in the middle. So,
Gotcha. Good analysis. Now let's take a quick break and take a look at the Bloodlytics, ladies and gents, and see what's going on here. I'm going to bring this down like this so we can fully see it. Now with Bloodlytics, it's been pretty active, as you guys know, with these wild swings. But man, it's been on a rip, to the upside for the most part. I did a roll call earlier today on Twitter. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, go check me out, CryptoBlood_. And I basically have to do a refresh really quickly, but I gave you the 8 pairs that we were long in, and we're now currently closed one of those. We're only open 7 pairs now. But I mean, look at this, Piper, at 136%. Now I had a 300% bagger on Dogecoin last week, which was amazing. But yeah, I mean, XRP, we were up 53%, Bitcoin up 44%, Solana up 24%, and the list goes on. We got ADA up 16 at that point. I think it's up higher now. ETH up 22%, Link up 30%, and BNB up 16%. Let's take a look at the charts really quickly. As I stated, we are long in a Bitcoin play right now. We took a long down here at about 109 and rolled that all the way up, took profits here, 50% off the table, closed the rest of that trade here, and then we re-entered it. So we're now back in a long trade. Looks like we're going for another all-time high. Do you think we'll get that today, Piper? Another all-time high? We're very close. If not, we're right there.
I think we see that today. I entered a long trade also this morning. I got in at, let me see here. My entry this morning was at, where is my entry? I can't even find it. Oh, it's up here. My entry this morning went in at 78,500. So yeah, and it's up currently at 37%. I'm up $370 at 37% on a 10x. So I am watching for another all-time high. We're actually getting ready to break that right now as we speak.
Hey.
So, yeah. I had a couple of entries down here for some ladder ends because I didn't think we were going to break past at the worst case scenario in that range of about 76,700, 76,800. So I did have some entries in, but didn't even need them. We just continued up to the upside. So
yeah, here are the 7 trades I'm open right now on my mirror account that pushes all my trades to my main account. But yeah, looking good on Bloodlytics. If you guys are interested in Bloodlytics, let me know. You'll get a free month if you scan that QR code right there on the screen and fill out the form. You got to sign up with Blowfin first because you'll need your UID number before you can get going with the Bloodlytics. And it is an automated system, so it trades for you. But you can, I of course would suggest monitoring and managing your own trades throughout the different cycles of positions in short and long the system goes. Let's take a look at Doge. I don't think Doge is not loading for some reason right now. I had an issue with Doge earlier too. It's probably because there's so much activity on that damn chart that it's just erroring out. But on XRP, We are long, double long XRP right now, Piper. We were short earlier today at 2 o'clock, 2:30 went short, closed that short down here and went double long. And so, I mean, I think that's a good position. XRP has been pretty dead, though. It hasn't seen the type of moves that a lot of these other coins have made. What's your take on just kind of a macro perspective, not so much trading? How do you feel about like the market cap and overall trend for altcoins and everything as we go into the end of this year? What do
It
you
is
take?
promising to see us up it is promising to see us up back over that $3 trillion mark, because that's where we were at the top last cycle.
Right.
And we still have a lot of bullish momentum going on. I'm actually looking at Doge. We were talking earlier about that 50% bounce from the top coming down is typically a bullish thing to see, where if you're underneath it and you reject off of that 50%, then you tend to go in a bearish mode. But yeah, we did get a good one. I'll show that one here in a minute since you couldn't get Doge up. But I think with us hitting the $3 trillion mark as early as we have in this cycle, if this, if you look at the cycle lengths, I think that it does give some promise for alt season. Remember, we can have the same money where it just starts to flush out of profit taking on Bitcoin over into your alts, and it doesn't really have a huge effect on the market cap or the total market cap. So yeah, it's I'm feeling pretty good about that. Here's that Doge chart. I went ahead and threw some fibs on from the last swing fell pattern that we had here up to the top, and then pulled it back and said, look, guys, worst case scenario, golden pocket. We got the 3D trend here from Chart Prime, which typically we try to stay above that when we're in that green mode, and we're in that. Oh, lock your fibs. Mark Dutch is going to yell at me. Watch, he's going to be in the chat going, lock your damn fibs, Piper. So what I was watching there was, I said, worst case scenario, we go deep into the cloud, right? Go deep, Detroit style, into the golden pocket, and then get the bounce there. We actually came down and bounced right where on the 50. That's very bullish when you have a retest of the 50% fib. So getting where we are right now on this 236, I think we might bounce on the 382, and that's our push up through there. I think Doge still has a long way to go, man. I think
Doge has a long. What is Doge's market cap? Let's take a look really quickly. Doge market cap is currently 57 billion.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, 57 billion. So I see Doge, bro, like really surprising a lot of people, especially if Elon does really truly get in and he calls it this Doge government efficiency thing he's got going on, man. That's the funniest thing ever.
I take it you just saw the same comment I saw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. So I think Doge might really have one of those like normal people not in crypto but buy it because of Elon moments again, like almost like the SNL. There was rumored he was going to be on SNL, and Doge really front ran that event and then sold off. But I can see this really taking off, man, doing another 10x.
Yeah, well,
I mean, of course, with the rest of the market going up, but
10x that would be
570. Yeah, 380. Yeah, $3.80. I can see it, bro.
That's man.
That's the surprise I'm talking about.
Tokenomics are yelling at me right now.
Yeah, I know. Listen, that's the surprise that I can see happen. Of course, but you got to remember that's with everything else kind of going up too. I'm not saying everything else stays where it is, but yeah, I can see another 10x out of this bad boy definitely in the next 2 years. So we'll see. Elon made a prediction that Doge could possibly hit 2 trillion.
That would be
man
insane.
It would be. That would definitely be insane. Anything else, man? Anything else you want to leave the audience with before we jet up out of here, bro?
Yeah, I was going to show. Let me find it here. I got to find it first.
All right, cool. Hit that like button, ladies and gents, while we are streaming here. Follow us both. I have Piper's info. I thought I had his info up here. I don't know why I don't now, but now I do. So go follow Army Piper right now on X, ladies and gents. That would be greatly appreciated. He's doing
And
his
subscribe
thing,
to Piper
putting in,
Academy YouTube
yeah,
channel.
and Piper Academy. Tell them about Piper Academy.
So Piper Academy is it's a channel, but it's not my show. It is a
Right.
community of content creators. It's an academy, right? We have the Good Morning Crypto in the morning time with BC Port Corp. He does a pre-market open show where he goes into here's what we're looking at today. Here's the economic stuff you need to know. Here's some TA where we're currently sitting. The morning market report is myself and OC guy, sometimes TradeFly, and we go over the market open at the stock market open every morning. It's about an hour-long show. Then in the evening time, we have the Crypto Nightcap. You've been on there before. Mem was on there last night. There's that video I was just talking about earlier. And that is the Crypto Nightcap with FD White Invests and TradeFly, giving you an evening wrap up of how the markets are looking. And then here soon, here in I think next week, maybe we're talking about it. Next week, we will have a show starting that's going to be going a late night show. It's called Markets After Dark. Don't break even, get mad with Lunar Beach's crypto.
Nice.
And that's going to be a heavy TA session. So with
Nice.
the Asian Open, the Asian market opening. So
Okay.
yeah, it's
Cool.
we're building over there. We're growing the family. We're getting a lot more content and getting a lot more different shows, different perspectives. So it's a one-stop shop for knowledge, because knowledge is profit at the academy. So
There you go.
here's that post that I was talking about, and you guys just go check it out. It's Rect Capital. I follow him on X, and he's absolutely brilliant. But he talks about the Bitcoin halvings here. Bitcoin bottomed 547 days prior to the 2016 halving, topped about 518 days. So almost mirrors, like I said there. Bitcoin bottomed 517 days prior to the 2020 halving, but it's topped its bull market at 549 days after the halving. And then it bottomed 517 days before the 2024 halving. And approximately 549 days of that would be October. I said September 22nd. It's not far off from my measurements. So he says, history suggests two takeaways. The halving acts like a mirror. Bitcoin bear market bottoms occur a similar amount of days prior to the halving compared to the amount of days it takes to get to the top after the halving. And then according to him, the best of the Bitcoin market, bull market, is yet to come. So there you go. That's the stuff that I was talking about there for a good reference point. But
Nice.
we'll see. We'll see. I'm still thinking 105,000. We do have that TradeFly zone where if you take a trend line from the two peaks of 2021 and run it out, that's where we just got a rejection from last night. So, but it does look like we are going to be breaking a new all-time high. I'm thinking this. Matter of fact, it looks like we just check it out on the 1 hour here. Let's
live on the set, ladies. Let's do it live, ladies. Do it live.
Effort, we're doing it live. We're going live. You can see just like this is the line I just dropped right here. We just hit it. But look at all of. So we have this box here. This is a liquidity indicator. It's algorithmic liquidity, picking up from order books and stuff like that. Look how bearish this is compared to bullish in this zone. You can see all of the bearish orders that are sitting there versus the bullish ones. The bearish ones are just crushing it. So
but if we get in, that's what that wick was, that liquidity grab there. But if we burst through it, bro, it's going to really accelerate.
It will. It's going to
really accelerate.
Keep weakening off all of this bearishness here. And once it breaks this line, guys, that line coming in right now, about 89,993. We'll just go ahead and call it what it is. It's $90,000.
There we go. There we go. All right, that's great, man. So, guys, definitely tune in to Army Piper and the Piper Academy. They're doing their thing over there. Greatly appreciate him. And don't forget, Bloodalytics free month. Check it out. Link is in the description, and the QR code is on the screen right now. You get a free month. You got to sign up with Blowfin. Do that first once you hit the landing page. and I will set you up, hit you up on Telegram or via email and get you linked up for 30 days to try it out for free. Man, that's pretty much it, Piper. Appreciate you coming on as always.
Always a pleasure.
Bringing great
always
alpha. And we will check you guys later.
Sounds good, brother. Thanks, man.
Yo, it's crypto blood, Detroit flow, screaming from the D, knowing what to show. Indicators are wrong point, OG since 12, invested in trade, living life like a pro. I'm Rucker, Jerry, and just blood too. Bad motherfucker in a good way, boo. Got my eyes on the charts, ain't no time to sleep. Get that money, gotta keep it creep. That's why crypto blood, twist the toasters on the line. Stacking my coin, got the market on my mind. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum too. Cash is king, but I'm looking for a new move. I know the culture of the markets like the streets. Got my finger on the pulse, can't nobody beat. I see the trends, I see the flow. Got my strategies in place, you know.
Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Okay. Ready? Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live. Okay.